What's going on, guys? Welcome to the channel. It's NAKAT. I am the #1 Wonder Woman player in the world. I won EVO with Void back in the open beta in 2022, Wonder Woman and Tom and Jerry. So a lot of people know me for Wonder Woman and they want to know, NAKAT, how does Wonder Woman fare in the full MultiVersus launch in this year 2024 versus how she used to play back then? And I got just the answer for you. Gonna go into perks. I'm gonna go into where I think she is in the tier list in regards to all the other characters, her strengths, everything that you need to know. Now, I will mention though, a key weakness is, if you look at how good this move might be, she has startup at the beginning of it and she has lag at the end of it. Those are two windows for you to punish that move as well. Because this move doesn't have the most range, you can also punish this move too. And there's that little gap right there in between where you can actually hit her. So if a Wonder Woman comes charging into you and you avoid this move by walking back, you can actually go ahead and smack them for doing that. This actually has a zone where before it reels you in, and this is the normal whip, you can actually go ahead and hit her. And even if she throws this out spaced, as long as you avoid it or you come in from above trying to hit her, you can punish her. And there is lag at the end of it, because even though it has no cooldown, I'm mashing jump the entire time, and you see when the jump comes out at the end of the move, and this goes for dodge as well. So Wonder Woman has issues where some of her moves have startup and some of them have in lag, but that's supposed to happen, especially when you have a strong character, and that should be something that's more widespread amongst the cast. But anyway, without further ado, getting out of the weakness department, I'm going to jump into the strengths, and I'm going to start with perks. Buckle up, fellas. Let's go. To start things off, first and foremost, I use Whip of Hephaestus as my favorite whip. Why is that? Because I like the added pressure of being able to tipper my opponent and kill them with the whip. Granted, you can use the standard whip to, of course, reel in your opponent so you can combo them, but I prefer this one more because basically I just like this added pressure from a distance. And keep in mind, this one does come with a weakness. As you can see, the only part of this that is a hitbox is the tipper. So if I actually space myself correctly, I will hit them. If I'm even off slightly, it goes right through them, allowing the opponent to punish me if I either do it too early or I don't aim it properly. Keep that in mind. Now you also have your other signature whip, Grapple of Hermes. This whip pulls you to the opponent, and of course, if you need to recover, it will pull you to the stage. So it really just depends on how you want to play her. Do you want to latch on to opponents and combo them? That's one. Keep in mind, this can also be punished on the reel in, depending especially if you don't hit the opponent, so be very careful. It's super cool, can also lead to some insane pressure and insane follow-ups off stage. So if you're the type of player that wants to knock the opponent off stage and then follow up on them, you can do that, but as you saw, he was able to air dodge that fair, so you might want to delay your attack after you're reeling into them if you think they're going to air dodge, if you're not using an attack fast enough to actually combo into them immediately. But it's a cool whip, right? And I think, due to how cool it is and how flashy it is, you might actually see me use it a bit more. I'm not too sure. But when it really comes down to it, I don't use Shield of Athena personally that much. I don't really need this. When it comes to well-rounded, I rather sacrifice that and just use Whip of Hephaestus because, again, I like that added pressure. The perks that I generally like to run on her are Snowball Effect. I like to run Speed Force Assist, and this one, Pugilist. Your melee attacks deal increased damage. You can understand why that would be good for her. You have Speed Force Assist, increased movement speed, great, and then Snowball Effect. My team gains 7% damage boost against the enemy with the highest damage. So basically, I like to, let's call, bully in a sense. Now, breaking down Wonder Woman. Her attacks, as you can see, are fairly the same, right? If you look at them at first glance, it's the same stuff. However, her combo game is a bit different. I don't use the reel-in whip because I'm confident in my combo game without it. I know when I hit my opponent, I know exactly how to follow up. Like if I do this fair, I can instantly do a dash attack by double tapping forward and of course hitting the attack button. So a combo that I traditionally like to do is that, for starters. You do down air into nair into dash attack. Fairly simple, right? Fair, actually, this time around, has a lot more knockback, meaning that it is going to kill extremely early, whether your opponent's at the ledge or they're even just in the corner. And off stage, if you hit them, it is going to be curtains. You have your confirm into jab 1 into neutral attack. That's also a kill. Also a good punish tool, especially because this move comes out very fast. So if you feel like your opponent is close to you or they whiff a move and you want to punish them, you're going to want to do that. What is whiffing? Whiffing is when your opponent does something that is unsafe and you're able to punish them. So right here, Shaggy is doing this attack, right? If I'm weaving in and out and I go back in at the end of the attack and hit him, that is called a whiff punish. It's allowing your opponent to whiff a move, miss it, so you can actually hit them. And I explain this because even though competitors might understand this terminology, that doesn't mean new players do as well. So you don't only have to whiff punish by just doing this and then doing that. Of course, there's a variety of things that you can do. You can pretty much finish your full forward combo on the ground, however you want to do it. If you know an attack is coming, you can jump over it and hit them and then punish. So you have a lot of different things at your disposal that you can do in order to punish the opponent. Like right here, if I wanted to do this, boom. Actually, I missed. Hold on. If I want to do this, boom, boom, boom. I could do something like that. But let's really take it from the top before I even go into showing you some of her awesome combos, right? I'm just going to break down what every move does right from the beginning. Some of Wonder Woman's best attributes are not only her weight, but just the simple fact that she has a sword, which is a disjoint, which covers more range, right? A sword equals range, rather than if you're punching someone, you're basically at the mercy of how large and long your limbs are. But with this, she actually covers more ground, and she's a lot harder to punish because of it, right? If I want to retreat with this forward air, I can do this sort of like a wall to make it so that I'm not necessarily trying to hit my opponent, I'm trying to stay safe, but if my opponent runs into this, well, that's great, I got a hit, right? So typically, I use this to approach, or I use this to be defensive, or I'll boost jump in to be aggressive. And if my opponent air dodges, if they don't do it properly, I can go ahead and pretty much clip them at the end of the air dodge to force them off stage even more to up my aggression. Her dash attack is super duper good. She lunges forward with her shield. You can literally do this in neutral if you want. You can hold the direction and press attack to do it, or you can double tap forward and press attack instantly. This is how I end up doing things like this. It's not gonna combo because he's at high percent. If I go ahead and reset, you'll see I'm able to combo that fairly well, or I can do neutral air and combo that fairly well. And that's because I'm doing the attack and then double tapping forward immediately and pressing the attack button to get that confirm off. You can do forward air into nair. That is also something that you can do. This is forward air into neutral attack. If I wanted to do this, I can jump and immediately fast fall with the neutral attack, or neutral air attack, to combo it. Super simple, super concise, super good. Now, if I want to be a little bit more technical with it, let me show you something. If I want to do this without leaving the ground, I can do this. So as you saw right there, I didn't leave the ground, but I still did an aerial. That is called an instant air dash. To do this, all you have to do is tilt your control stick diagonally forward and up as if you're pushing it into the corner. This is going to make your character run forward, right? Therefore, if you input dodge, the dodge will still come out and go forward. When you do this, just go ahead and press the attack button. For me, I wanted to do neutral attack, so I just literally tapped my right bumper on my Xbox controller and my neutral attack came out. But if I wanted to do, let's say, IAD forward air, first I need to get my meter back because it consumes meter, as you can see. So let me get a couple hits in so I get my meter back fast. Now, if I want to do forward air, I'm doing the same thing, but I'm going to input forward air with my right control stick on my controller. I can even do it downward too. I have no meter again, as you can see. So let's get meter back and then I'll show you. This is doing it incorrect when you just slide with an attack normally. Keep that in mind. But if I want to do it like this, that is the correct way. Same input, diagonally into the corner and forward, dodge, and then you just pick which direction you want to go. I use the right control stick and that's how I get it out. I do not use the attack button, which I use default controls. Therefore, nothing has changed. So on Xbox controller, regular attack is X, right? I'm not pressing X at all. I'm flicking the stick in the direction I want it to go to get the IAD. So why is this useful? Sometimes I like to do this, where I don't leave the ground. Or of course, if you want to get a little more spicy with it and you know your opponent is lined up with the ledge, you can do something like this and spike them off the stage, right? Without even having to jump. Because jumping and setting up is not bad, right? Especially if you have to go low. But if they aren't low and you don't want to do something like this, where it's easier to react to because you have to jump and set it up, or you run off and just drop down and do that, you can IAD and do that as well. But as you know, IAD also confirms into different combos, as you saw before, where I did the forward attack into the IAD neutral attack into the dash attack. That is a true combo. Dash attack works very well off of Wonder Woman's attacks, and you can even do forward air into dash attack. Let's see right here, boom. Works at low percents though, keep in mind, because when your opponent is at a high percent, they start to fly even farther, and this is where she really shines, because Wonder Woman, especially if she hits you off stage, can kill around 90 to 100 confidently, right? So if I knock them away, I can boost jump forward to either like get there quicker to apply my aggression, or I can just simply wait. I don't always have to just go forward and chase. Sometimes if I knock an opponent off stage, I can just wait, let them come back, boom, right? But that's pretty much the utility of forward air. You're gonna kill, you can combo off of it. It's a very good move and it has range. Nair is more of an approach option like forward air, but you can also set up into other combos and other moves, right? You don't really use this to wall people out. You can if you want to, but this is one of the more easier moves to hit versus this. But I use this when I'm very confident about getting in, right? Or especially if I want to be aggressive, I'll save my meter for a boost jump so I can get in, start comboing my opponent, and I can get all of that sweet damage off of conversions. Simple as that, right? It's super good, super effective. I urge you to learn how to do those combos. You can visually see what I'm doing there and pretty much match together exactly how it's happening. Forward attack is super good because of just how much it can link into. Right there, that would be a guarantee confirm. I can do this and just go straight up, which leads into up air. I can do that again, send them straight up, which leads into up special. And depending on what percent they're at, you might have to double jump to get the up special, but this does allow you to hit confirms that will kill off of the top. Especially if you do this and they decide to dodge in this situation because they panic, all you have to do is wait under them, wait for the dodge, and delay your move, whether it's up attack or up special, to go ahead and confirm the hit, or of course kill them depending on their percentage. So again, this connects into many moves. Something to also keep in mind is the potency of jab 1 into neutral attack. As you can see, that was almost semi-center stage and he almost died at 95. This is a kill confirm that you're going to be looking out for a lot, especially as your opponent is trying to recover. If you ever find your opponent here, you can actually catch them as they're even jumping from this spot. You can catch them, hit them with that forward attack, and then hit them with the neutral attack to send them flying, right? If you read someone's dodge in place or roll, you can actually punish with that as well quickly. It's something that people have to watch out for, because even there, as I knocked them off, doesn't matter because I just have pressure off stage due to Whip of Festus, and I'm going to show you again. I knock them off, I move forward a little bit, and it's all about trying to read your opponent's their options to getting back, right? Some people like to hover around this area right here, so even if you don't knock them off, let's say with this, no matter where you put them, just always be in line ready to use Whip of Festus to follow up. Hit him off, he's gone, right? And this Shaggy keeps going super high, so you're able to pretty much pinpoint where he's going to go and hit him. But remember, people have habits. Some people like to dodge, and even if you throw this out and they dodge, just go off stage and follow up on them. Don't let them just do that for free. Like if they burn a resource trying to avoid that, be aggressive. Don't be afraid to go off stage. Wonder Woman is excellent at edge guarding, and of course she can make it back by holding up special and then going towards the stage. You can even delay it in place, move left and right a little bit. You have the ability and the flexibility with that move on how you want to recover. Then you have your air dodges. You can be aggressive when coming back to the stage by using fair to challenge people. or even your side special, and shit, even you can use neutral attack before you do anything, right? So just keep in mind, like, she's very good with offstage aggression. You can actually edge guard, and because she kills much earlier, like a lot of the cast, because time to kill is much different now, it's more threatening than ever for her to go off and try to edge guard you. So Wonder Woman players, you're in a good position with this character, right? Let's see, I did dash attack, I did this. Okay, I have to do this attack and then this attack. Upward attack is very good, as I said, for a setup. You can actually jump with it. You can act out of it fairly fast to pressure opponents and to follow up. You don't always have to do up attack into up special. You can do fair, do up attack into up aerial, up attack into nair. Like, there's a lot of different things you can do with that move. It's a great setup move. And of course, you can even spike from it and then follow up off of that, right? Down attack pretty much functions the same. As you can see, the meter down below, when it is full, it gets full because you are taking damage from an opponent while they're like breaking your shield, right? So peep this. We set Shaggy to normal attack. We shield that, meter goes up, right? Right there, we're even getting more, because even if you block with this, the meter's gonna go up, and I will show you what it looks like when it's full, how much damage it actually does. So we're just gonna keep letting him fill it up. Gonna put this out again, and it's getting further and further. And the more that's in there, the stronger the move will become. You don't even have to go all the way to full meter, but I just want to show you the difference between full meter versus not full meter. So as you can see, we have Shaggy here. We hit that, he explodes, right? He's at 117. Now look what it looks like with nothing. They don't really go anywhere. They got some distance on them, but they're not truly like flying like that. So if you're wondering, how does the meter work, NAKAT? That's exactly how it works. And you can even combo into that by doing jab one into down attack. That way, if you're not too good at hitting it just like this, because it doesn't go too far in terms of like the hitbox, you can confirm it when you're really close to the opponent, like this. Like that. So upward aerial is pretty self-explanatory. You're going to want to use this to pressure people above you, and of course to combo people into kills. You can land with it if you want. You can follow it up into itself, and it has this nice little cool backwards hitbox if you space it correctly that will actually spike the opponent. I'm going to hit it. Well, let me set him to idle. So if I space the move and I hit it right there, you'll hear that noise. What that does is, like your downward attack, it actually spikes them, but this sends them in a very peculiar angle, right? To the point where they go flying diagonally downward. And so if you catch someone with this off stage, not only does it look clean, but it is a pain in the ass to get hit by in terms of trying to recover from it. Set Shaggy to jump. Let's see what this looks like. Exactly. You can see just how good that actually is, right? Whip of Hephaestus also, even though I have that blind spot on it where people can hit me, I'm mashing jump after I throw it out, and I have lag before I can even act again. While it's out, I'm literally mashing something. Roll, jump. So if an opponent reads that I'm going to do this and they decide to jump over it, they have more than enough time to actually hit me for even deciding to do that. This helps with Wonder Woman players who want to actually just sit and do this the entire game, because it gives a window of opportunity for you to hit them or hard punish them for just doing that. This move still functions the same, where it can block one hit and you can walk while you're holding it, and it's also exceptional at knocking people away while they're on stage. Shield is super good because of course it allows you to tank a hit, and it relatively keeps you safe even in disadvantage. So watch this. If I'm in a situation where my opponent is juggling me and I'm above them and I want to land on the ground, I can break my fall momentum by doing this move, which mixes them up and throws off their timing for trying to punish me in general, even if I don't get hit. In a situation, if I want to tank a hit, I can go ahead and do that and then punish my opponent. It's almost like a pass to win neutral for free in one interaction, but it has a cooldown after, so you can't keep spamming that. Keep in mind, this is a resource, so you want to be very careful. I would actually make you aware that it's very good to use this when you have no meter, because of course your dodges are worse, your air dodges are worse, your dodge to attack is worse. As you can see, that took a year to come out, and you have no invincibility on your dodges. When this meter at the bottom is gray, you are a much worse character, and it's very easy for people to take advantage of that. You can't even boost jump forward. It's just awful to be in, right? But we have this to make up for that if necessary, but keep in mind you're still burning this resource, because once your meter comes back, good chance that shield will not be back up yet. Side special is one of the strongest moves in the game. As you can see, that nearly killed Shaggy at 95 damage. If you hit an opponent with this move, they are going to go flying. The drawback is it doesn't go super far, and it has a ton of startup, which allows both your opponents to get ready to parry it if they so daringly choose to do so, or just avoid the move altogether and punish you at the end due to the amount of in lag that is there. You want to use this mostly if you're confident, especially if you have an opponent cornered, since they don't have too much room to get away unless they decide to put themselves off stage, which isn't good, because you'd never want to willingly put yourself off stage or in a position where you're on the ledge like this, because this gives your opponent opportunity to just wait and time their punishes. A lot of the time as Wonder Woman, I like to throw this out, and it's not my intention to hit it. If I hit it, cool, I confirm into that, but it's just to make my opponent afraid to come up. That way, when they stay on the wall too long and they start to get wall fatigue and they start to slide even faster, it pressures them to actually get off of here even quicker, because they are falling to their demise and they can accidentally die by just sitting here. So in a situation like this, this is not good. Therefore, your opponent might rush up. That's when you actually hit them with that, right? You can actually ledge trap them with forward air. You can call them out with that if you're really confident. You have a lot of different things at your disposal to try to ledge trap your opponent, right? But overall, this move is just super strong. Nothing too much to talk about there. No true combos into it necessarily. That looks true, but because of the startup on the move, your opponent will have an opportunity to kind of air dodge out of that at times. Up special you can use off of the ground to hit your opponent and launch them upward. You don't only have to use this when they're at high percentages, you can use this at lower percentages as well. And also, of course, as shown before, you don't only have to chain that move into itself. You can actually do up air, you can do nair, you can even chase up and do a fair if you want. You just have to react to your opponent's defensive options if it is not a true confirm into another move. This move also kills, I'll show it. It has the ability to kill at high percents. It's a very, very strong move. Wonder Woman is very creative in her combo game. She excels in it, and it's one of the things that makes her a very amazing character to play. Keep in mind, guys, if you want to extend some of your combos, you're going to have to spend some of your meter with a boost jump. That way you can chase. Right there, I didn't have to do it. However, at higher percents, you're going to want to do that, because if they get knocked away, you want to stay on top of your opponent. So as you see, I knocked Shaggy away right there, and I decided to chase with another fair. Doesn't always have to be fair. If you decide to chase, you can chase with a neutral air, but that's just something to keep in mind. Boost jumping is so you can actually be aggressive, or you can escape a situation where you're taking a lot of damage and you want to make space between your opponent. Or of course, you can use that to basically, as I said, chase, right? Or just be aggressive in general. Even if you don't have a combo going, you can just boost jump in and say, hey, I'm in your face now. After like pacing back and forth with general movement, you want to weave in your boost jumping. That way you can be more of a quicker threat in front of your opponent. But a lot of the combos that I was presenting during this, I showed you, so you have a good idea of like little combos and conversions you can do with her. Being able to combo into some of her best kill options is super good, and it's also something that makes her super strong. But overall, in terms of viability, I think Wonder Woman is in contention for being the best character in the game, alongside a couple other characters who I think are super strong, like Harley Quinn, Shaggy, Banana Guard, Batman, Gizmo, and a few others, right? I haven't made a tier list. I know people probably want me to do that. I'm kind of waiting because I'd like to see what the fans think first. And so I can laugh at like any like funny looking tier lists or anything like that, or see who gets really close to having like the most accurate one, in my opinion, right? But yeah, Wonder Woman is one of the best in the game. She excels in singles and teams. She shares that contention for number one with a couple of other characters. I don't think she's definitively number one, but if you're looking for a very strong pick, look no further. Her kit is one of the best kits in all of platform fighters, in my opinion. I think she's a well-designed character, and because of how good and creative her kit is and how expressive it is, it's very, very hard. Well, not necessarily hard, but it's very easy to make her good. So yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Let me know what signature perk you're rocking with, because again, just because I like Whip of Festus doesn't mean that means everybody use that, right? You should play to what you feel represents best of what you want out of the character. Like here's regular whip. Of course, you reel them in, you get your combo game started. Feels very good, right? But a lot of these combos, I feel like I naturally get them in a game because just I'm good at weaving them together all like without lasso, which is why I don't take it, right? And that was just like one little example of a combo you could do, right? So I could even reel in, boom, 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 bop. I read he was gonna dodge, and he's a computer, so obviously he was gonna do it. So I turned around the fair. But you catch the gist of what's going on, right? So again, Wonder Woman is awesome, one of the best characters in the game. Pick up and play. In my opinion, I think she's easy to play, but when it comes to using her at top level, that's when things become a bit more intensive and complicated to a degree. However, I still think she's easy to manage. I've never downplayed this character, of course, because even back in closed beta when everybody says she was mid-tier, I was the only one that believed that she was one of the best in the game during that time. And of course, I won Evo with Void as Wonder Woman and Tom and Jerry. So as the best Wonder Woman, this is my ideal thoughts on this character, what she can do, how you can use her, and let me know what you guys think again in the comment section below. Be sure to keep track of your meter management and use that not only to weave in and out and be quick with it, but of course to scare your opponent and be aggressive or escape bad situations. That's my actual last tip for you. Leave a like, please subscribe for more content, and let me know what you want to see next. This is NAKAT. Take it easy. Peace out. Deuces.